Okay. Now, let's come to the off-page SEO. What is off-page SEO? Basically, so off-page SEO is a part of SEO, search engine optimization. SEO have three parts: on-page, off-page, and technical. And now we are learning about a off-page SEO. What is off-page SEO? Is so we all know that off-page SEO is a part of search engine optimization, which include the tactics and activities that are carried out away from your own website. That means the activities you will do on someone else's website are known as off-page SEO. It's clear for everyone. So the activities which include in the off-page SEO are most often link building, which is the most important. Creating referrals from other website, creating backlinks from other website is the most important part of off-page SEO. What are the other tactics we use in off-page SEO are content marketing, social media, social bookmarking, reviews, podcast, citations, local listing. These are the other off-page SEO tactics we use for ranking our content or website on a search engine like Google, Yahoo, or Bing. So why off-page is so much important? So off-page is building your site authority, and without this, your site won't outrank those that already have higher authority. For example, if your competitor is doing business before you, that means if he is doing a business or he have a website around 4 to 5 years ago, and now you have a website just created maybe a 1 month or 1 year back, you can't compete with that website because that website have a higher domain authority and higher business authority. So to counter your business competitors business, you need to work on your off page part, and that is working on the content part or link part or social media or review part. And it is usually the case that content for higher authority website rank higher than those with lower authority. So obviously if your competitor website is on internet from last 5 years and your website is on internet only from last 2 months, so your competitor website have more authority on internet, so they will rank higher. So if you want to beat them, the only way for you is by creating backlinks on your website. And the backlink is the main page ranking factor Google, Yahoo, or Bing see when they are ranking a website on a search engine on an off page part. The other factors like reviews, podcast, or content, they are alternative method of off page marketing, but the main are links. So links are by no means the only off-page signal that Google algorithm uses to rank a website, despite being perhaps the most important. So remember that you can work on every single part of your website on an off-page SEO, but the most result you generate on a ranking factor will be from the link building, and the link building will be like generating backlinks from the high domain authority website. So same like on-page element, off-page element have elements, and those elements you will work on when you are working on your off-page of your website or a web page or a blog. And these off-page elements are link building. We already discussed this link building on the last 2 or 3 lectures. Then the brand building, content marketing, PR, local SEO like Google My Business and citations, social media, forums, influencer marketing, events, guest posting, podcast, and reviews and content syndication. So these are 12 to 13 elements of off-page SEO. So number 1 is link building. So we already discussed it on our 2 or 3 lectures what is link building is, but now this is the last lecture on off-page SEO. So I am repeating this content again. So in a link building, building backlinks is the heart of off-page SEO. Search engine use backlinks as an indication of link to content's quality. So site with many high-value backlinks usually rank site with fewer backlinks. So when they are ranking your website on the search engine for a Google, Yahoo, or Bing, they will rank that website higher who have more quality backlinks as compared to that website who have a less quality backlinks. For example, if my website have 10 quality backlinks and your website have 5 quality backlinks, So Google will rank my website because my website have high number of backlinks or backlinks more than your own website. Now, after that, the other part of link building is that one of the key goal of off-page SEO is to build your business authority. So we all know that we have to work on off-page SEO, we have to work on links, we have to work on reviews and social media. But what actually they are doing for us? What they are, these links and social media and reviews doing for us? So they are actually building our brand. They are building our authority. They are building our domain authority, page authority, or brand authority, or business authority. So the actual job of links or social media or reviews or podcast are building your brand or building your domain authority or building your business authority. So links from, and how you can build a business authority or domain authority only when you get a reference or a link from a reputed or authoritative site. So if the link is coming from an authority website or authority social media or reviews coming, genuine reviews coming from somewhere, so that means you will also get a domain authority on your own website. So how link actually help you on off-page SEO? Actually, the link increase your domain authority, and when they increase your domain authority, Google rank website on the basis of domain authority and page authority. So if your website have a higher domain authority, your website will rank higher on search engine. So links are helping you to get a higher business authority, higher business name, brand awareness, or domain authority or page authority of your website. The number one goal of a link building should be on quality links or authority website. You can't run from quantity backlinks. You have to go for quality backlinks. Links coming from genuine bloggers, genuine article writers, or links coming from genuine institutes or newspapers. You can't run for quantity backlinks. The numbers, 500 or 1000 numbers of backlinks, they don't help you unless they are quality backlinks. So it is important to understand what the link gap between your own site and your competitor site. So when you are creating a backlink, it's not like you started to create backlinks and you made a goal that I will create 500 backlinks for my website. No, first check a competitor analysis, how many backlinks they have on their website or web page, and we have a tool for that. You know that tool, SEMrush. Go to SEMrush tool, check type the domain name of your competitor and find out how many backlinks they have, and then compare how many you have, and then work on what kind of backlink you have to create for your website. So when you are creating a backlink, you have to make sure 4 to 5 points, and the number one is authority. You have to learn about what is authority. When we are using this word a lot, domain authority or page authority or business authority. What actually authority means? The authority of a link is so important. Authority score is a compound domain score that grades the overall quality of a website. The domain authority is not like that. You are getting a backlink from a website and you will get a 1 point in a domain authority. When a search engine pass a authority score to any website, they pass it after checking all the key elements on that link. And that key elements are these 5 points. Number one is that domain quantity and quality. So those websites or those domains who are giving you a backlink, what is the quality of that website? That means what is the authority? How reputative is that website? If the website is really reputative, you will get a 1 or 2 point in your domain authority. If the website you are getting a backlink from is not reputative and not authoritative, then you will get a less domain score on your own website. Second is quantity. If you are getting 1 backlink, you will get maybe a 0.1 domain authority. If you are getting 100 backlink, you will get 2 or 3 point in domain authority. So it's all about quantity and quality of the domain, the number of backlinks you have and the quality of backlinks. The second is quantity of referring domains and quantity of referring IPs. So domain is www.idmdaily.com and IP address is different. Every internet connection have a IP address. the internet connection you are using on your mobile devices or in your laptop or in your broadband have an IP address. So every domain comes from an IP address. So the quantity of referring domain, that means how many domains are referring you, because a single domain can create a lots of backlinks for you. So you have to get backlinks from a different or unique domains. You can't have a domain from a same domain name again and again. For example, idmdelhi.com website is my website, and let's say Rishabh website is any food website, and I start giving him reviews after every single day, and I give him around 500 reviews from my website. Will it be valuable? No. Why? Because the domain is same. The same domain is giving him backlinks again and again. So you have to go for a unique domains, a unique referral domains or unique IP addresses. If the same one is referring your content or same one is giving you backlink, same domain or same IP address giving you backlink or refers, maybe you will not rank higher on search engine. So you have to go for quantity of referring domains with a unique domain name or unique IP addresses. The third one is follow and non-follow backlinks. Follow backlinks are those backlinks when we tell search engine to give them our trust of vote. If this one is a really quality content, pass my domain authority to that content. Non-follow backlink, when we say search engine that don't pass our domain authority to that content, don't follow their content. So when we are telling search engine follow them, it's a good one. You will get a domain authority. If someone is saying don't follow their content, that means you will not get any domain authority from there. The fourth point on the link is organic search traffic. So the website who is giving you a backlink, if that website have a good organic search on a Google or maybe a good position on a Google ranking, domain authority they will pass will be higher as compared to those websites who have a less organic search. Same with the number of users. If the number of users of a website is high as compared to the website those who have a less number of users, the domain authority will also be different. If my website have 10,000 users and I am giving you a domain backlink, then I will pass the domain authority score to you. If some website only have 500 or 200 website visitors and they are giving you a backlink, then the backlink don't have a higher authority. So the backlink you are generating, you will judge those on the basis of these 5 points. Number 1 is quantity and quality. Number 2 is referring domains. Number 3, follow and non-follow backlinks. Number 4, organic search. Number 5, number of users. But you don't know how to do that. How you will find out actually this is an authoritative backlink or is just a normal backlink which will not help you. For that we have a tool, SEMrush. So the tool name is, I will connect that tool with this link and I will share the link with you. So this is the tool here, backlink analysis of SEMrush. Type the domain here. Let's say this is the domain I want to search. I want to check. I want a backlink from this website. Before asking that person to give me a backlink, I need to check the authority of that domain. So actually I am maxed out from this free plan. So I will copy the link from here and I will paste the link on the chat box. So do one thing, open this link on your free time or after this lecture and click on this link and type any domain there. After typing any domain there, you will actually find out the domain authority of that website. Also, you will find out how many are follow backlinks, how many are non-follow backlinks, how many backlinks they have. Everything you will find out when you type the domain name on the search box. So I actually maxed out from the free limit, so I can't search it right now, but I have shared the link with you, so you can do that. So that's the 5 or 6 points you have to be remember when you are searching for a backlink. So before asking someone for a backlink, from asking a blogger or article writer or a website for a backlink, check their domain authority, how many referring domains they have, how many unique domains they have, follow, non-follow, organic search, number of website visitors, everything. Check on backlink analysis. Now, when you are checking the 5 or 6 point of domain authority or referring domains or organic search, you also have to get links from those domains who are unique. That means you can't have backlinks from a same website again and again. I gave example earlier that if Rishabh have a website and I am giving him backlink every single day, it will not help his website. He have to get a website from a unique domain. Every single unique domain, if that domain gives a Rishabh website a referral, his domain authority will increase. So it's a key metrics when you are getting a link from a website, getting a domain from unique domains or good domains that point to your site. For example, one is from IDM Delhi, one is from exaconsultant.com, one is from IIT Delhi, one is from IIT Madras, one is from Government of India. So now everyone have a different domain name. So it will pass higher domain authority as compared to domains coming from a same domain name. The second point is topic relevance. The problem is also we are facing when we create a link that we ask the link from everyone, whether they are from our category or not. For example, if I have a traveling site, so the best domain, the best link I can get from my website, from the travel bloggers or the online publishers or from other travel sites. If I'm getting a backlink from a digital marketing company on my travel site, so it will not help me. So you need to get domain from a company or a website or a blogger or an article writer which is the same category you are, the same business category. For example, if you are selling some kind of a product, e-commerce product, so the backlinks will be most helpful for you from the influencers, the fashion bloggers, or maybe other kind of accessory bloggers or any kind of bloggers, those who are related to the e-commerce industry. The topic relevance is really important. For my business, if I want to get domains, I need to get domains from educational institution because IDM is an educational institution. So if I get a domain from an e-commerce website or a travel website, it will not help my brand. The link will help my brand if it come from an institution or a university or any other coaching center. Then it only help my business. So the link you will choose should be on the basis of relevance of your business category and it should be in unique domain. So these are the 2 points you have to understand when you are creating a link or asking for a link from your for your website. Now, this is the first key element. This is the main element for off-page SEO, link building. The second element, which is really helpful.
Hello.
Yes.
सर मैंने ये जो आपने भी URL दिया था इस पे लॉगिन कर लिया है तो मैं स्क्रीन प्रेजेंट कर सकता हूँ अपनी?
Yeah, sure. You can present your screen. Just give me 1 minute.
One second, sir.
Yes. So the circle part is authority score. That means what is the authority score of that site? How reputative is that site is? So the authority score of that site is 25 out of 100. Then the referring domain. Referring domain means how many websites are referring that domain. 172 websites have created a backlink for this website, which is digigrade.in. 172. Then number of backlinks they have. 4.8 thousand. That much number of backlinks they have. Then the monthly widget that tells you their organic traffic they are generating from this on this website. Then the last one is keywords. That means how much they are coming in search when someone is searching by the keywords they are using. So here you can see actual insight of their website. So it's telling us that if this website give us your damn domain, sorry, this website give you a backlink, it will be a good quality backlink because they have a authority score of 25, they have a reference domains of 172, they have backlinks more than 4,000. And if you scroll down the screen, you will find out lots of other uh, criteria about from which site they are getting domains, or how many unique domains they have, on which particular category or topic they are getting domains from, or which blogs or which article they are getting domains, or which country are they getting domain. Everything you can find out from this tab. So it will help you in two cases. One, when you are searching on your competitors, because you have to compete with them, so you have to know how good they are, so you can search them and find out how good they are from you. You can search them first, then you can search you, and then you compare how you are lagging behind, how many less referring domain you have, how many less organic traffic you have, how many less backlink you have. So first thing, it will help you in this case. The second thing, how it will help you, if you want a backlink from that website, so after checking it the score here, it will tell you that yeah, this is a good quality website. Getting a link from this website will actually help your domain authority. If the authority score is 2, 1 or 0, that means there is no need wasting your time or money from getting a backlink from this website. It won't help your business, it won't help your site content. So this tool, backlink analysis, will help you in two ways. Number one, competitor analysis on backlinks, or link gapping. We also call it link gap. The second one is, before asking someone for a backlink, always check that are they actually provide you a good quality backlink or not. So the most of the answer you will find out when you will use that tool. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Rishabh, you can stop the presentation. Okay. So after that, the second point of off-page SEO is brand building. How to build your brand. So why brand building is so important and why it is a off-page factor? Because it's a well-known fact that Google reward brand. If you have a brand name, and if you have a really good brand name and everyone know about your brand name, that means Google will rank your website higher, and Google will pass a domain authority to your website. And if they pass domain authority to your website will rank higher on a search engine. That's why we always work on brand awareness campaign on a social media handles or any other type of marketing campaign. We always work on brand awareness. Why? Because building a brand name can help you ranking your website high on a search engine. So brand building is also part of a off-page SEO. And how you can find out that you are a well-established brand? If someone will search you by your brand name or by your product category, that means you are a popular brand and your website will rank higher on a search engine. So we have a tools for that. Google Search Console. Open Google Search Console and you can find out how many people are searching you by your company name, or how many people are searching you by your product category, and how many people are searching you by typing the exact domain name of your website, like www.idmdelhi.com. So if someone is searching my company by www.idmdelhi.com, or they are searching it by IDM Delhi or IDM Institute of Digital Marketing, or they are searching it by digital marketing program, that means my brand name is really popular. So that will help me to rank my website higher on a search engine. So same time, you will work on your brand name. You have to work on the various features which can help you to create a buzz around your brand name, and how you can be popular, how you can come into a Google trends, or how you can come into any kind of social media trends. Because if your brand name is popular, it will help your off-page SEO part. So this is the second part of off-page SEO. The third part of off-page SEO is content marketing. Content marketing is also a on-page SEO too. The content we publish on our website, any type of content, whether it's a text-based, video-based, audio-based, or images, any content we publish is a part of on-page SEO. But content is also a part of off-page SEO too. So when we think of content marketing, it's all too easy to think it's only an on-page SEO tactic, but publishing content on someone else's website, whether by guest posting or some other kind of thing, is a part of content marketing. So content marketing is also a off-page tactic too. Publishing great content on your own site is only part of content marketing, and any content that you create and publish anywhere on the web falls under the content marketing. For example, if you are writing a blog or article on your own website, it's a on-page SEO. But if you are writing something about your website on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, or you are writing it on some kind of local listing like Google My Business, or you are writing it on someone else's website. So it's a content marketing off-page SEO, because these are not your website. Facebook is not your website. Twitter is not your website. Instagram is not your website. You have only account on those websites, but you are not the actual owner of that website. So any content you publish on those social media handles or other websites or other channels, online channels, and it will become under the category of off-page content marketing. If you are doing it on your own website, it will come into the on-page content marketing. If you are doing on someone else's website or any other kind of social media or digital channel, then it's a off-page content marketing. If you go ahead and write a guest post, that is also a content marketing off-page. Or if you write some kind of ebooks, right? I give you ebooks after every lecture. That ebook also a part of content marketing. Every ebook contains some kind of backlink in a PDF format. So whether it's an infographic or survey or a research paper or any other kind of things you are doing, it's come into the off-page content marketing. These are the example of off-page content marketing you will find out. Blogs and guest posts. Let's say I am a digital marketer. So there are lots of other digital marketing companies ask me to write a blog about digital marketing or the future of digital marketing on their website. We call it a guest posting. They are guests to post on their website. So it will help you to also publicize or also advertise your content or create quality backlinks from their website to your website when you are doing a guest posting. So it's the one point of content marketing for off-page SEO. Second is infographics. If you are designing some kind of infographic means delivering complex information into a simple terms, like with the help of graphs, pie charts, or numbers. So those who have some kind of a complex information like a GST is a complex tax. So what we other financial writers used to do, a blogger used to do, they create infographic images. Same with cloud or AI computing. So these infographics, if you are publishing these kind of infographics, so these infographics can help you in the off-page SEO part too, because people will share your infographics on their content and give you a link back. For example, earlier I have shown you a blog, and on that blog, and the blog was the why digital marketing is hottest career option in India. And on that one blog, I was sharing 4 to 5 infographics on the salary insight and the future of digital marketing in India, and all the infographics from 2 companies, Economics Times of India and PayScale. Let me show you again. Maybe you forget it. Let me open the site again. So this is the blog I wrote earlier. Why digital marketing one of the hottest career option in India, and I am using infographics from these companies. This is the one company I'm using infographic. Then the second infographic I'm using from Economics Times of India. Then from other company. And whenever I'm using an infographic, I am giving a backlinks too. You can find out when I'm using those infographics, I am giving them a backlink or a referral. So same thing, is this the example of a content marketing. So if you are creating these kind of infographics, you can generate quality backlinks for your website. So that's how content marketing is a part of off-page SEO. Same thing in surveys. If you conduct a lot of surveys or any business category or any kind of studies or research papers or white papers or any kind of ebooks, so you can also doing a content marketing, which is part of off-page SEO. So because you are doing all those things in other platforms. If you're writing a research paper, so obviously you are writing on a other website, not on your website. You will not write research paper on your website. Those doctors or those biotechnologists or those lawyers, those who write research papers, they write on other website. So you can use, it's a way of promoting your own website content or doing a content marketing. So they all falls under the off-page content marketing, whether it's a guest posting, infographics, surveys, white papers, ebooks, or research papers. And content marketing is mostly all about link building or your brand building. That means building your brand reputation and generating quality backlinks from other websites. It is all about the content marketing off-page SEO. Now the fourth one is PR. PR means public relations. So PR and SEO are totally different things. But nowadays, PR and SEO are work together. Most of the companies, those who have high rank on websites or search engines like Google or Bing, they are doing PR. Every company have a PR agency, and every actor or every famous personality have a PR agency. Same thing, you have to work on your company PR if you want to rank your website higher on a search engine. Because these kind of PR things can build your brand name. And if they build your brand name, and we all know that Google rank those websites and channels higher, have a viral or famous brand name. So PR contributes your off-page SEO signals in a more way than simply helping to build links. Because it's not helping you to build links, it's also helping you to creating your brand awareness and business authority. And how actually PR help you in the off-page part is increasing your brand awareness and resultant brand searches. So what PR agency used to do, whenever a movie release in any country, a PR agency start working on the promotion part. Same thing happened with the businesses. Whenever you launch something new, a PR agency started collaborating with the businesses, industries, and the government organization to hype your business name and business brand or increase your brand awareness. That's the job of a PR agency or a PR employee, public relation employee. So it will help you to increase your brand awareness and brand searches on internet. It will put your brand in front of targeted audiences, those who are searching you. So that's the job of a PR agency. It's also drive referral traffic. That means typing the domain name on the URL bar. Also position you as a thought leader in your industry and help you to build trust signals. So PR agency mostly help you to build your brand awareness and brand visibility and business authority. The main job is that. So nowadays, those companies who have a really big budget, like Make My Trip or Amazon, they also have a PR, whether it's an employee or they have outsourced their work to a PR agency, and that a PR agency help them to build their brand name and brand authority and business authority, and that business authority help them to get a higher domain authority, and higher domain authority help them to get a higher rank on search engine. So that's how PR help in SEO, and it's a part of off-page SEO. Why? Because we are not doing it on our own website. This PR work will be happen on someone else's website. Now The fifth one, which is a part of your off-page SEO, is GMB and citation. So what is GMB? GMB, you all know that GMB is Google My Business. So GMB and citation are also two special feature or element in the off-page SEO. So the GMB is like a local directory, and you can search anything on internet on a local directory. For example, if you want to search best cake shop near me on a Google, it will show you some listing with the name of the company, the reviews, the direction, the website, the phone number, and the picture. Just like earlier we used Just Dial or Yellow Pages. So same type of local listings or local SEO you have to create for your website that help you to actually rank higher on search engine. So, and why that help you? Because Google My Business is a website, and it's not your website. It's a website of a Google. That means it's someone else's website. So if you are doing something on someone else's website, that means you are doing a off-page SEO. So if you create your account on a Google My Business or Bing Places or Yahoo Small Businesses, that means you are doing activity on someone else's website. And when you are doing activity on someone else's website, we call it off-page SEO. So optimizing your page and getting it to rank on the map is actually a off-page SEO. So whenever you are creating your Google My Business account, or you are optimizing your account with the pictures or verification or website information or reviews, actually you are doing a off-page SEO. And when you are doing a off-page SEO, that means you are helping to build your domain authority and ranking your local directory as well as your website higher on search engine. So this is about Google My Business. Citations are different from Google My Business. Google My Business is a local directory or a local SEO. Citation is a business directory, like a directory we have created earlier. So citation is a mention of your business online that typically reference not just your business name, but also your phone number and email ID. It's not pretty much famous in India, because in India we don't have this kind of information of every business. But if you go to USA or UK or European country, you will find these kind of listings, whether it's a Yelp.com or Pinterest or other kind of citation companies. And these citation companies, businesses create their account on those websites with their name, email ID, and phone number, like a web directory. So because it's also a website and you are creating your account on those citations website, that means you are doing a off-page SEO. So you can use a listing management tool to audit your citation, find new opportunities, clean your duplicates, and manage reviews. But in India, it's not widely used unless you have a client from a foreign country. This is about the fifth point of off-page SEO. Now the sixth point, which is social media, and it's really important on an off-page SEO part. Why? Because social media also is not your website. Facebook is not your website. Instagram is not your website. LinkedIn is not your website. It's the website of Google or LinkedIn or Facebook. So if you are doing something there, that means you are doing off-page SEO. And why social media is so important? Because of the traffic social media have. Out of 100% internet user, 90% of internet users use social media. That means if someone is using internet, out of 100, 97 are also using social media, any kind of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest, or any other one. Only 3 people out of 100 is not using social media. That's the power of social media. And that's the estimate of last month. Out of 100 people, 97 people are using social media. And social media is not your website. So if you are creating content on social media, if you are publishing content on a social media, if someone is searching you on a social media, on a Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, if someone is giving you a review on a Facebook review or a Pinterest review, or if someone is commenting on your post or sharing your post, so it's some kind of a vote or authority to your website or your brand name. It will help you to build your brand authority or business authority, and that will pass to your domain authority, and then it will pass to your website ranking. We use social media mostly for customer services, to engage with our customers, to provide them some kind of a services. And a customer want to speak with your brand, and if they want to raise a query, they don't directly call you or email you these days. They directly reach out to your social media handle, because they know that you will revert back quickly on social media handle as compared to calls and emails. Because on a social media, anything can become viral. So we revert back to a customer query or complaints on a social media really quickly as compared to the normal email for phone IDs. So social media is really important to create a strong presence and communicate with your audiences, engage with them. And if they are searching you on a social media, it means your brand visibility is increasing, your brand awareness is increasing, and you are passing some kind of authority to your website. And it's a off-page SEO, because Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, Instagram, WhatsApp, they are not your website, they are someone else's website. And if you are doing something on someone else's website, that you are doing a off-page SEO. Now come to the forums. Forums are popular, really popular before 2007 or 8. But the SEO expert, and we call them black hat SEO expert, started spamming those forums. How? They started copying their URL and started pasting those URLs on comment boxes or others blogs posted. So they started doing that. So now what happened? Earlier, the forums was a really good place to generate off-page SEO for your website. But now it's not so much popular, but still it has some kind of value in the off-page SEO, because forum is also not your platform, it's a someone else's platform. So think of using a forum as a way to get directly involved in the conversation which are related to your category. For example, if someone have a question about digital marketing, what he will do? He will go to a forum like a Quora.com or Reddit, and he will paste the question there. So if it is your business category, you can create your account there and you can start answering their questions one by one. It will build your brand presence and brand authority. And everything here in off-page is all about building your domain authority and your business authority. Why forum is important for small startups, not for big companies. Small startups and small companies. Why? Because very few other companies are using forums. So it's a really good opportunity for you, because your competitors are not using forums. For example, Ishwar have a website, andamantravel.com. So he can use a forum, Quora.com, to answer anything about traveling or Andaman, because his competitors like Make My Trip or GoIDBO are not on the Quora.com or Reddit.com. They are not using that platform. So he can use that platform to build their brand presence and brand authority, and that brand authority will pass to the domain authority and ranking of the page. And the few important forums are Reddit and Quora. They are for everything, for every business category. But there are some niche forum too, which are related to your business category. I don't know about, maybe there are some kind of forum for food category or for travel category or for educational category, but Quora and Reddit use for every single business category. So you can use too. And if you know any other kind of forum which is related to your business category, use that too, because your competitors are not using it. And you can use it to build your brand presence, your brand authority, by answering the question which are related to your business category. Now come to the influencer marketing. We all aware about the influencer, whether it's an Instagram influencer or YouTube influencer or a blogger, how they can help you, because these influencers have their channels. They have their Instagram channel, they have their Facebook channel, they have their YouTube channel or their blogs. So obviously they are their channels. They are not your channel. So if they are doing something on their channel, it's an off-page SEO. Or especially in India, in 2021 and last year, influencer marketing is really important and really spreading every single day. Rewind a few years back, a tactic was all about the blogger doing sponsored post. Last 4 to 5 years back, only if you want to do influencer marketing 5 years back, the only option was blogging, going to the bloggers and ask them to write a blog or article and give you a backlink. Now you have option of Instagram bloggers, YouTube bloggers, even the TikTok. TikTok banned in India, but TikTok is also available in every other country. So these are the other platforms you can use to build your brand awareness and brand authority and getting links from these platforms. So don't start using influencer marketing as a way to build a link unless they are non-followed. So if you are doing influencer marketing, never ask them to create a follow back link, because influencer marketing means paid marketing. You are giving them some kind of money, then they are promoting. And if you are giving them some kind of money to promote your content, the Google clearly says that the paid link you will generate will be penalized and will come under non-follow. So never ask an influencer to give you a backlink or a follow backlink. Ask them to just mention your brand name or just give you a non-follow backlink to build your website presence or build your website brand name or brand authority. So this is the influencer marketing off-page SEO, which can help you to build your brand name or business name. And it's really popular in 2021 or even last 2 to 3 years. Now, the next point, which is off-page SEO, is events. And we all are aware about events, webinars or workshops we are conducting, especially in 2020 and 2021 because of this pandemic and COVID. Workshop and webinars are normal. Everyone is conducting these kind of webinars, workshop regularly for their businesses, whether it's kind of a educational webinar or some kind of an entertainment webinar or some kind of other kind of thing. So these kind of events can help you to build your brand name, and it's also a part of off-page SEO. The number of online events such as webinars is significant, and they can go a long way to help you build your brand. Not only they can help to engage your audience, but you will also benefit from real buzz around your business, which will drive social media engagement, even the link. For example, we conduct regular webinars on digital marketing, whether it's a crash course, workshop, or a webinar. And when we create it, we promote it through social media handles, and it drives traffic to our website, and also it drives links. Like when we create a webinar, so those who are writing about digital marketing, they write about those webinars too. There is a one webinar coming up in next 2 to 3 years, or sorry, next 2 to 3 days. Do register it, and they give us a backlink. So these kind of events also help you in the off-page part, whether it's a social media engagement or building your brand presence or generating links from the website. So events are also a part of off-page SEO. Guest posting, as I already told you about the guest posting in the first part too. The guest posting is that when we write a blog or articles on someone else's website, and it is really popular in last 2 to 3 years. So guest posting is done right, you can contribute far more to your marketing strategy than just being used for a long way to build links. It's all about writing a guest post or writing a blog on someone else's website by providing a valuable information and creating a backlink and referring that backlink to your own website. So when it's executed properly, guest posting can help you to build your brand for a targeting audience, as well as you can generate a high quality backlink from their website. For example, if an institute or a university asks me to write a blog about digital marketing, for example, there are lots of MBA colleges, and those MBA colleges don't have infrastructure of digital marketing. So they ask digital entrepreneur to write a blog on their website, on the university website, about digital marketing. So their student can read that blog and they can learn about it. So when we do that, these kind of things on university website, we create a backlink to our website too. So now we are doing two things. We are targeting our audiences because our audiences are college students. Also, we are creating a valuable quality backlink to our own website. So guest posting is a second important part of off-page SEO. The first important part is link building. The second one is guest posting. Other are just a normal part of off-page SEO. Podcast is another important part of off-page SEO. So podcast, everyone knows that Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or even Amazon have some kind of podcast. Podcasts are really famous, especially in the American, European countries. Around 47% of those population in American or European countries listen podcast. Even in India, podcasts are getting really popular these days, especially in the Spotify or Amazon Music or Apple Music or Google Music. So you can use these podcasts to build your brand awareness and target your audiences. And lots of businesses are doing these kind of things. But not every business is doing that. So you can start your own podcast channel. For example, there is a blogger who write about education. And what he is doing that to generate domain authority to their website and to generate website traffic, he also started a podcast channel on Apple as well as on Amazon and Spotify. And he do a regular podcast every Saturday around 7 p.m. on a different topic. And when he do that kind of podcast, he divert traffic from that podcast to their website. So it helps them to build the domain authority as well as the website traffic and links to their website. So there are lots of podcast channels available, and you can use those podcast channels as a off-page SEO marketing tactics to rank your website higher on search engine. So the benefit of using a podcast for your business on an off-page SEO is that most businesses still are not using podcast. Those who are using podcast are mostly bloggers, influencers, or small startups or small entrepreneurs. Not even a single big business is using a podcast. For example, there is some kind of a podcast on a cricket, and he's a blogger and he write blogs about cricket matches, and he also do a podcast. Same like a podcast on a movie review. So he divert traffic from his podcast or movie review to his website. So you can use podcast because most not big businesses are doing podcast. They are investing money on PR or brand awareness campaign because they have budget. For small business owners and small startups, they can target podcast because not everyone is doing a podcast, and it's a free tool. You can connect your audience here. Also, it's a great way to reach your new audiences, share your expertise, and gain visibility on search engines that aren't Google. Podcasts have also a search engine. Example, Apple is also a search engine. Apple Podcast is a search engine. Spotify Podcast is also a search engine. Listen Notes is also a search engine. So if it's not about ranking your content, ranking your website on only one search engine. It's all about ranking your content on every single search engine. So these Apple Podcast is also a search engine, Google Podcast is also a search engine, Listen Notes also a search engine, or Spotify Podcast also a search engine. So you can gain visibility as well. You can build your brand name and divert traffic to your website and appear on other search engines too. And that will help you to pass the domain authority and high page rank to your website. That's how podcast help in the off-page SEO part. Now the 12th one is reviews. Reviews are really important. Whether they are giving you review on a Google My Business or Just Dial or a Facebook or Yelp or any other website, it will help you to build your online reputation. And online reputation means brand visibility and brand authority that will be passed to your domain authority one day. And according to estimate, a survey conducted by HubSpot, 93% of people buy product after reading the review. Even if I want to buy something from Amazon, first I check the rating of that product. So reviews are really important, and that reviews help you in the off-page part as well as they will help you in online reputation. How they help you in the off-page part? Because the review you are collecting it on someone else's website. You are collecting it on a Google My Business, Yelp, Just Dial, or Facebook, or Pinterest. You are collecting reviews on those platforms. So they are someone else's website. That's why they are part of off-page SEO. So review can help you build your brand name as well. They can drive signal to your website. Also, they can build your domain authority or business authority. So create your accounts on those websites which collect reviews from customer, whether it's Yelp, Google My Business, Yahoo My Business, Bing Places, Facebook, Just Dial, Pinterest, any review website, and ask for reviews from your customer. That help you into the off-page part. And the 13th point and the last point of off-page SEO is content syndication. What is content syndication means? Syndicate means some kind of a collaboration. When someone else use our same content and paste that content on their website, like copy and pasting, like stealing content from someone. So stealing is something different. Syndicate is something different. Syndicate means you gave them a permission to use your content, whether it's an image or blog or article on their website. It's a part of a content syndication. So content syndication means when web-based content is republished by a third-party website. That means if my content, if you write my blog, just copy my blog and paste that blog on your own website. It is a part of a content syndication. So any kind of digital content can be syndicated, including blog post, article, infographics, videos, and more. It's a part of off-page SEO because they are copying your content and publishing that content on their social media or on their website. But remember, if they are posting the same content on their social media handles, so it can hit you back too, because maybe they do something extra on their content, and Google start ranking their content higher than your content. So what you have to do, whenever you are giving permission to someone to rank your syndicate your content on their platform, ask them to use a no index tag on their website page. No index tag means indexing is part of SEO, crawling, indexing, and ranking. Indexing में search engines index the pages. So if they use non-index tag, it's a HTML code they have to type on their header. If they type non-index code to their web page, when they are typing your content, what will happen? Google will not index their page because they clearly mention no index. So you have to ask them to type a no index tag to their content when they are doing content syndication or they are republishing your content. Second thing, what you can ask them to give you a backlink when they are giving or syndicating the content. For example, we use this technique on social media a lot. On a social media, we share content on two types. We click on a share button when we like someone content. We click on a share button and share it on a profile. Or what we do, we copy the content from there, paste the content on our social media profile, and at the bottom we type and mention that person name who is actual owner of that content, who actually wrote that content. There are two ways. We can directly share it or copy paste, and at the bottom we can mention their person name, key credit source, and person name. So that is a content syndication. Two part. One, you can ask for a credit by a backlink, or you can ask them to use a no index tag to their website. So this is a part of off-page SEO because they are doing it on their website. So this is all about the element of off-page SEO. Every single element, there is nothing more than that. These are the all elements you have to learn in off-page SEO. Now, what are the tools which will help you in the off-page SEO part? Are these tools. Horo. Horo means help out a journalist. It's a tool. Type Horo on a search engine and it's a tool. It's a tool where journalists are looking for stories. So you can register as a journalist or you can register as a source. Source means you are giving them some kind of topic to write an article. So you can use that tool to get backlinks from journalists or article writers. So we use Horo to get backlinks from article writers or bloggers or journalists because they can give us a good quality backlinks. So this is a tool we use in off-page SEO. Just create your account as a journalist or as a source. If you are a source, create as a source, type I have a content for traveling or food or something, and they will connect with you and they start writing content on your topic on their blog or website or their newspaper. The second tool is Hunter. Hunter is a tool where you can get a professional email ID or the actual email ID of any company professionals or their employees or bloggers or article writers. So we use this tool to find email IDs because when we need to ask a backlink from someone, we need some kind of a contact information, how we can contact them. For example, let's say IDM Delhi. You read our article somewhere and you find out, oh, this article is really good. I think that person can give me a backlink. So how they will connect with me? So the thing is that on my website, there is only one email ID, which is info@idmdelhi.com. That email ID won't help them. They need an email ID which is from a content marketing team, which is writing content on my website. So that you can find from hunter.com. Hunter.com is a tool where you can find email ID from anyone, any company email ID, any department email ID. That tool we use, Hunter. Third tool is Streak. Streak tool is like a lead generation tool for emails, for follow-ups. Because if you use Hunter tool, you will send lots of email. It's not like that you will send one email to one company and they will revert you back. That's not gonna happen. You have to send around 100 to 200 emails to ask for a backlink. Maybe then 2 or 3 will revert you. But managing those 200 or 300 emails on your Gmail, it's not really possible for you. So we use Streak. Streak is some kind of a Chrome extension or a tool. You can use it on your Gmail and you can tap your emails like follow up, interested, or half interested, converted. These kind of tabs you can add on your Gmail. Right now on a Gmail, we have only 2 or 3 tabs: promotional, social, or important. But Streak will give you extra tabs on your Gmail to follow up with your leads when you are using a Hunter or Horo for your off page. And the last one is Google My Business. Create your account on a Google My Business and generate reviews from there, because reviews are really important. It pass the website traffic. Also, it's someone else's website, and if someone is giving you reviews on someone else's website, you are doing your off-page SEO and you are building your brand authority and domain authority. So it's all about the off-page element and the tools you will use in the off-page SEO. So now, any question, any doubt you guys have, you can ask.
तो
Yes.
पॉडकास्ट जो है वो हमें अपना करना होगा क्या?
Yes, अपना ही करना पड़ेगा.
मीन्स खुद से कंटेंट बना के करना पड़ेगा उसमें.
Obviously.
Okay, sir.
Podcast is something like a audio version. Like a YouTube is a video content. Podcast is a audio content, which anyone will listen on Spotify. Like your storytelling. Okay, like a storytelling. Podcast is like a storytelling. Or interviewing someone. There are lots of podcasters who do these kind of things. They interview someone on their podcast and they drive traffic on their website too.
तो मतलब सर हम लोग अपना बिजनेस का डिटेल्स भी हम लोग शेयर कर सकते हैं ना उस पॉडकास्ट में?
Yes, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं.
जी, मतलब एक पॉडकास्ट बनाया जिसमें हम पूरा अपना बिजनेस के बारे में बोल रहे हैं, राइट?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
सर एक पॉडकास्ट बनाया है जिसमें हम अपना बिजनेस के बारे में पूरा डिटेल्स बता रहे हैं, उस तरह करके उसको रन कर सकते हैं.
See,
Right.
podcast में you have to create content which users engage with. Why they will listen your podcast with your business detail? Why will they listen? They don't have extra free time. They are not interested in your business. You have to create a content for a podcast which excite them to listen it. That's why lots of podcasters choosing a category which listeners want to learn, or they are interviewing someone. 90% podcasters are interviewing someone, a famous personality on their podcast, or rest 10% are providing some kind of information, educational information.
Yes,
So
sir.
you have to work on your content. It's not like that you're just telling, oh, I have a travel website, we provide travel market packages. No one will listen it. And when no one listen it, how it will help you in the off-page SEO part. What you can do, you can tell a travel story of your clients, how a traveling or a vacation or some kind of these kind of things change that person's life or change the perspective, that kind of things. That kind of thing drive traffic or drive engagement on podcast.
Yes, sir.
You for Ishwar, for you na, forums are best. Create your account on a Quora.com or Reddit, or if any other kind of niche travel forum is available, search about travel forums and create your account there and answer the questions of someone which are related to travel. It will help you to generate backlinks, traffic to your website, and domain authority.
Okay, sir.
Podcasts are not for everyone.
Hmm.
Any other question anyone have?
सर अभी जो आप एप्स बोले थे ना सर, जो लास्ट में, उनको थोड़ा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में बता दीजिएगा सर, भूल जाएंगे.
I will send the PPT, I will send the PDF, and on the last slide of the PDF, I have mentioned all those 4 apps. Okay, Hunter, Horo, Streak, and Google My Business. All 4 apps will help you to generate links or send emails.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any question anyone have? We are completing this topic today of off-page SEO. After that, we will not go back to this topic again.
Sir, it will take a lot of time to get all of these things covered in our page, in our
Yes,
website.
it take around 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
That's why we say off-page SEO is not a 1 month or 2 month job. It can take 6-7 months, especially the link building part and the PR part, because the more budget you have, the high quickly result you can generate, because Google always rank those who have a big brand name. That's why they have a website, Google Trends. Anyone heard of Google Trends? Google Trends is a website.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why Google also take business authority and domain authority from that website, Google Trends. So if something is trending, you can find out from that Google Trend website. If you want to know that your website or your business is trending or not, go to Google Trend and type your website name or product name. You will find out it's trending or not. They will actually show the real data. So in off-page SEO revolves around only 2 things: brand authority and domain authority. And the brand authority and the domain authority you will get from lots of things, whether by backlinks or PR or reviews or forums or any other kind of element of off-page SEO, whether it's content marketing or something else. That's why when you write a blog, it takes years to rank that blog higher. Those blogs you are seeing on Google search engine, when you type something, they are not new blogs. Those blogs are published around 1 or 2 years back. It's not like that you write a blog today and it will get ranked after 1 or 2 months. No, it will take 5 to 6 months to come to the 3rd or 4th page, and then 5 to 6 months more, then come to the 1st page. That's how long SEO work is.
सर बट जो न्यूज़ के ब्लॉग्स होते हैं वो तो रियल टाइम अपडेट हो जाते हैं ना?
नहीं होते. न्यूज के ब्लॉग भी सेम है. Why news blogs appears on the 1st page? Because news happens on a real time. Something really happen on a real time with a different keyword, like a cyclone comes. Not cyclones come every time. So cyclone is a new keyword. So when someone type about cyclone, you will see it on a 1st page. If newspapers are writing about on a topic which is already written and which is already old topic, you will not find out news article on the 1st page. You will find out news article on the 1st page if a topic is really new and no one ever write about that topic. So it's not like that कि news को extra important दे रहा है Google. No, it's all about the website traffic, the ranking, number of backlinks, because the article they write today at 7:28 p.m. can't get 100 or 200 backlinks within a 2 or 3 minutes. it take around 4 to 5 months to get that number of backlinks. So they can't rank on first page. They are ranking on the first page because we are searching those news articles with the keywords which are trending right now and which are new keywords. Like Mamata Banerjee won the election in Bengal. So obviously it's a new thing. It's happening after 5 years. So that article will obviously trend on the first page because it's happening first time. No, not more lot of content there available. So same thing with news articles or bloggers, everyone. To rank your article, it takes months unless you have a keyword which no one actually wrote about earlier. You are writing on a totally different topic. That's why we do a lot of keyword research before writing a blogger. Why I ask you guys to do a keyword research on different tools? Because to pick a topic which no one have earlier wrote about it. Also pick a long tail keywords, because long tail keywords are not everyone write on long tail keywords. They write on a short tail keywords. So if you pick a long tail keyword, you will find your content on the first page.
Okay, sir.
Any other question anyone have?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's all for the off-page SEO. And from tomorrow, we'll learn about the technical SEO part. Technical SEO, a little bit hard, so don't need to worry about that. It's not your job, but you should know the definition. That's enough. It's a job of a web developer to do these kind of things. But you should know what are these names and what they actually means for your SEO part. And after the technical SEO part, our SEO chapter will be completed. So any doubt, any question you guys have? On the starting session tomorrow, we will take your questions. I will also send you the PDF of that PPT and go through that PDF. And if any question, any doubt you guys have, you can ask tomorrow on the lecture. That's all for today. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.